The Gulf Cartel was founded in the 1980s by Juan Garcia Abrego. He was the successor of his uncle's drug trafficking business that mainly dealt with marijuana, heroin, and alcohol smuggling into the United States during the Prohibition era. The Gulf Cartel currently deals primarily with cocaine, having close ties with the Colombian megastructure, the Cali Cartel. As you can see from the map shown below, the Gulf Cartel is located primarily in the northeastern part of Mexico, along the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. The majority of the members of the Gulf Cartel are Mexican, while there are still a minority group of Guatemalans. The ties that the Gulf Cartel has with the Cali Cartel is very important to the Gulf Cartel regarding routes and profits. Garcia Abrego made a deal with the Cali Cartel, who was wanting to find new routes into the United States after the U.S. law enforcement cracked down on their Caribbean routes. This deal helped the Gulf Cartel since they would end up controlling and receiving up to 50% of the cocaine profits. This also helped the Cali Cartel not only for new entry routes, but the Gulf Cartel would take care of all of the transportation to the U.S., making the Cali Cartel have no risk in transportation into the United States. The structure of the Gulf Cartel includes 4 primary levels, the lowest being the Falcons. This is the lowest tier of the Gulf Cartel. These members are considered the eyes and the ears on the streets, being held responsible for supervising and reporting on activities of the Mexican military and rival groups. The next is the Hitmen. These members are the armed group within the cartel. They handle all the assassinations, kidnappings, thefts, extortions, and defending their area from rival groups and the military. The second tier is the lieutenants. These people are responsible for supervising the Falcons and the Hitmen within their own territory. The lieutenants are also allowed to carry out low-profile executions without the permission of their bosses. The top level of the Gulf Cartel is the drug lords. This is the highest position of the Gulf Cartel. They are responsible for supervising everything within the industry, appointing leaders, making treaties and alliances, and assigning high-profile executions. In the early 1990s, the Gulf Cartel were reportedly smuggling an estimated 300 metric tons of cocaine across the U.S.-Mexico border. In 1996, the Gulf Cartel was bringing in billions of dollars in revenue each year, which was being smuggled back across the border in suitcases, underground tunnels, and planes. The Gulf Cartel established a delivery network across the entire United States, from Houston to Atlanta and New York to Los Angeles. The Gulf Cartel were able to do business successfully due to large extents of bribery into the Mexican justice system. For example, the head of the Federal Justice Police was receiving a total of $1 million US. The Force Operations Chief was receiving $500,000 US, and the Federal Police Commander of the Gulf Cartels was receiving $100,000 US. Garcia Abrego also allegedly infiltrated 95% of the Attorney General's office, and the commander of the Attorney General's office was reportedly receiving $1.5 million per month in briberies. The Gulf Cartel has close ties with the 'Ndrangheta from Italy, communicating with each other using BlackBerry smartphones, since the texts from this phone are difficult to intercept. They thought that having ties in Europe would expand their market opportunities because of the demand of their products as well as the strength that the euro has on the US dollar. The Gulf Cartel is also active in parts of northern and western Africa, taking advantage of the struggling laws that are caused by war, crime, and poverty. The ties in Africa help stage and expand the supply routes to the very profitable European drug market. The Gulf Cartel has one primary way of recruiting: from the military. Since 1997, the Gulf Cartel began to recruit military personnel that were assigned as representatives from the PGR offices across Mexico, that being the Attorney General of Mexico. The cartel generally only begins recruiting more people once drug trafficking tightens, and this is in order to figure out more sophisticated ways to smuggle the drugs across the border. The Gulf Cartel acts as a wholesaler because they help the Cali Cartel move their product from Colombia to the United States. They are not considered to be retailers because all they do is move the products across the international border and distribute it to local allies across the United States.